Hey, sissies, this is Maddie. So sometimes when we record, things happen. And when we recorded this episode of Before the 90 Day, we didn't know something was going on with Poodle's microphone cord. So you might hear it cut out a little bit. Our producer, Christina, did her damnedest to try to get it to be as present. So that way you could get all of Poodle. You can get raw dog with Poodle as much as possible. But there might be some glitches. We just want to let you know nothing is wrong with your device. This is our screw up, and hopefully we've got it fixed for next time. All right, enjoy the show.
Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love.
Do-do-do-do.
Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown.
90-day Fiancé.
Marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love.
It's reality, yes, let's
love.
I don't know what this is.
Some of you 90 Day fans might recognize that music and go, oh, that's every time we do. You don't know it because you never listen to our podcast.
I don't listen to the podcast.
Every time we have a special announcement or like a news thing, we have our own thing that I created that it does like it's a whole news thing.
Just way to toot your own horn?
You're just talent, just stringing along here.
I do all of the planning. All of it.
I do all the tech and make everything look and sound pretty.
Okay.
But that's our...
Get over it.
That's our cheap ass news music that I bought from fucking Pond 5 for $4.
I love it.
Well, it shows you the budget of 90 Day Fiancé because they used it too. Whenever, what's his name was being a news anchor. And they played that music and I went, I know that music. And I went, wait a minute. Except they don't have Pond 5 playing in theirs like we do in ours because we don't pay for it. But
Y'all, that's $4.
That's what they can afford. That's what they're like, that or not for, but like that's how much money they put into these shows. It just goes to show you, you don't have to make really good TV for a lot of money because this episode was great.
That's Christian, right? The guy who was being... kind of annoys the shit out of me. I can already tell.
Oh, like he's Minnesota nice. He got that vibe. That.
No, this
but you don't like anyone.
This is. I need a lot of attention.
See, we'll see. I kind of think that about both of them, so we'll see.
No. I can't believe they used that. It did sound familiar.
Pond 5.
When I listened to the show once and fallen asleep.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah, we can't listen to our own show. Again,
no,
I don't know how y'all
I listened to
us.
like 5 minutes, and
God.
I'm so confused.
It's grating. I want to say something, too. You know when your mom's coming into town, and she's going to be staying for a week, and so you want your mom to be comfortable. You kind of the way your mother does.
She calls me when I'm coming home.
Turn on timing. We should do that. When your mother says, "God, what do you need?" So I'm doing that for my mom. I've gotten her. She likes her certain like.
This is reality gaze.
This is reality gaze. I'm Matt Marr. I'm Maddie.
And I'm Poodle.
And you're Poodle. Thank you for that. So I got her shakes and all this kind of stuff. Well, I want her to have her coffee. And so I was like, well, my mom uses Keurig. I use a French press and blah, blah, blah.
I use a French press.
Well, I do. And because I don't have a lot of counter space. Your kitchen's huge. Mine is small. I don't have a lot of counter space. So don't talk to me about an air fryer. I don't have room for it. It's fine. But, so I thought, well, Jake, you have that Nespresso that you got, but do you have your Keurig? And you said, yeah, you can use mine. I'd like for you to describe the condition of your Keurig.
It's fine.
Tell me you're a poodle without telling me you're a poodle.
It is fine. You want to show them?
I am going to show them. I am going to show them for the intimate portion. Y'all. This is a Keurig. And then he said the back part doesn't have a lid for the water.
I think I threw it away.
I went, what? Why would you throw it away?
I don't know, because I was gonna throw the whole thing away.
Well, why would you throw away just the lid?
You know, you're getting waylaid.
But no, because you crafted something, you were still using it, so you threw away the lid a long time before.
I threw away the lid a couple of months before I stopped using it.
So instead, he said, "But it's fine.
It's fine.
I've made a lid, and there's a janky ass piece of foil that's just formed around it."
And I just every couple days I'd lift it up, and that's like the third piece of foil though. So I did change the foil occasionally. So it's fine.
My mother's gonna see this and go, "I worry about him."
It is functionally sound.
Why would you throw away just the lid?
I don't know.
Tell me you're a poodle without telling me you're a poodle. Y'all, send us a thing on Twitter or in the Facebook group. Put a picture of something that is poodling.
It's when you rig something that you should throw away.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's when you jerry rig some bullshit, you should throw away.
Here's the thing though. Why should I order something new?
Well, at the time though, you were going
I was
keep
using
the
it.
Keurig. You weren't planning on getting an espresso when you threw the lid away. Wait, is that what perpetuated? You had so much shame and didn't want to buy a Keurig?
Someone gave me an espresso.
Oh, yes, the man friend gave you an espresso.
Yes. And
otherwise, you'd still be using this rickety piece of shit?
Maybe. It is structurally sound. It doesn't interfere with the function, and the foil was covering up so nothing would get in it. I'm just being
Mother Poodle would probably be happy you did that.
She was God, that's some foolishness, but I'd do it too. I think that's where I got that. My mother would do it. She would rig little things like that.
I know. Yeah. I saw whenever you were in the coma and I came over to your house, she took me on a tour every time and showed me all the things that he wasn't using this. This is a perfectly good table, and I just put up and then I strung it along with a couple of potato chip clips, and it stands right up. And I'm going, what the fuck?
I get it honest.
Your house looked like fucking Mousetrap, the game.
I don't know what made her think she could redo my apartment.
She 100% did.
It was really bad.
I understand now how I used to, because you're not great with.
I'm not.
But you're not good at spatial stuff and organizing. So I often would do that for Poodle. And he would get so angry about it. I'm like, why are you angry about this? I'm just helping you. And then I saw your mother do it and went, oh, because it triggers you.
It triggers me.
It's not about me at all.
Anyway. Announcements.
Pond 5. Oh, this was a good episode. We don't have the title, y'all. This is Before the 90 Days, Season 6, Episode 4. We get it early. Thank you, Discovery. We love you.
TLC, really.
Well, TLC, but thank you.
I don't want to thank Discovery unless I have to.
Well, the email comes from Discovery.
It does?
Yeah, it does.
Thanks, Discovery.
Yeah. So, Episode 4, this is our part 1.
We're going to talk about Meisha and Nicola, Christian and Cleo, and David and Sheila in this. We have a couple of announcements. Y'all, our By Curious of Mer People is very recent still. If you haven't listened, please listen. That's on the $5 level on our Patreon or Supercast or Apple subscriptions.
I made my neighbor watch the first episode last night. I said, it's too good.
It's delicious. It's the little show that could. New season of Toe. This is Toe. July 10th.
Coming back. We got Kenny and Armando. We've got Miserable Bitch and Big Dick. And a bunch of new people.
I'm going to have a special guest for that premiere episode of Toe. I'm very excited to announce it.
Oh, you are?
Yes.
Okay. When's it? July 10th?
July 10th.
Oh, that's great. Is that because I'm recovering still, right? Yeah.
You'll still look like
Maybe like a frog, like a
Yeah.
because I'll have so much swelling in my neck. I'll just be like
one of the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. And remember, y'all, we're also taking a week off July 4th.
Yes.
That's the 3rd, basically through the 9th. I will say, filling in next week will be Robin and Michelle from Bloody Day Fiancé.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm very excited. We're
Glad you got all the
time
hot people.
sexually harassing Robin.
Yeah. I
And-
saw you emailing the guys from another below deck pod. You're just getting the hot dick while I'm gone.
Hot straight guys.
God, you're just
That's all I
so
want.
that's pathetic.
Just swimming in dick.
Just easy. Wow. When it's me, he's like, let's do shows with just women.
I want the men all to myself.
Boy.
Because then it's then you're not there to distract them with your stories that go on forever, and I can actually ask them the real questions.
Wow.
Cut or uncut?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
It matters. It's just different. It does matter. You have to approach it differently.
Oh, it matters, yes, but it doesn't matter as far as which preference or I'm still going to sleep with you either way.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's just good to know for a heads up.
You
So
know,
can plan
I
your
feel
plan
for,
your attack.
I feel for a lot of uncut men because you can tell they're a little shit. Sometimes a little like anytime I'm with them and they always like, please be careful. And I want to be, honey.
Oh,
I know this rodeo. But I think there's a lot of guys that just go in there
you mean
just mouth first, just like
the
chomping
the
on
sensitivity of it.
Yes,
Yeah,
you can't chomp on an uncut dick like dog food, y'all.
I was gonna. Wow, dog food?
Well, you know how like when you feed your dog and your dog goes and just eats up all the dog food.
Wow, if you were on the Infinite Portrait, you just saw me go. I shook my head like a dog or a cat smelling something bad. I had to. Oh my God, Christina, edit that out.
Keep it in.
Jesus.
Just honesty.
I find a lot of guys on apps though advertise being uncut because there's a certain.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm not on them yet, so
but there's
I don't
a
know.
certain kind of like. There's definitely a fetishization of it. And there's some guys who like uncut. Yeah, it's making a huge comeback.
Oh, good. I once saw like a Slate article. I didn't read it, but saying that you can grow yours back.
How is that possible?
No.
You didn't offer. You didn't add
I
anything, to
that.
discussion.
I just saw the title and went, it's a mystery to me, as Aunt Karen says.
I think I would have to investigate.
Well, I'll Google it.
I think we're ready to
Let's
go.
do it.
I
feel like there was something I wanted to talk about.
This is what I was saying.
And you talked for 10 minutes about...
I feel like there was something else. Let me see.
I'll remember later. If not, who cares?
We are available on Apple Podcasts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Apple subscriptions, not Apple Podcasts.
Apple
We've
subscription.
always been available on Apple Podcasts.
This is actually what I wanted to say. There's a little bit of confusion, y'all. So the way it works with RG Plus, if you're on Patreon or Supercast, which by the way, Supercast, we are emailing back and forth. We are this has been a very complicated issue for people on the $8 the whole enchilada tier. So we appreciate your patience. I am very, very, I wouldn't say confident, but very, very hopeful that the issue will be resolved by the time you're listening to this episode of the podcast. So,
daily emails, y'all.
we really, and to be honest, they are working with us. Like they're not ghosting us. Patreon.
That's true.
They're working with us a lot. It's annoying, but they're annoyed with it too. So anyway, we're just letting you know that.
I'm annoyed that they're annoyed.
You just put annoyed, period. You need a shirt. Didn't you have a shirt that says I'm annoyed?
Yeah. I don't know where that is. I think I left it at some guy's house.
Yeah.
Oh, I lose so many shirts that way.
I want to say one thing about this. Some of you are like, wait a minute. I looked on my Apple Podcasts and I clicked and I can't listen to Love After Lockup or Lip or whatever. Remember, if you subscribe to Patreon or Supercast and you listen to those shows, in your Apple RSS, like you
You
put
have,
the RSS
you have
feed
put
into
the
Apple.
RSS feed in the
That's
Apple
great.
subscriptions.
You need to think about that's almost like quote a different podcast because some of you are getting confused.
I love the way you're explaining this because we've had so many DMs.
So it's a different podcast, whereas our public feed,
Yes.
with commercials, that's on Apple.
Podcasts.
The way that works is our public feed is on Apple for everyone. The way Apple subscriptions work is if you're not subscribed, it will show you Love After Lockup.
Yes.
It'll say, do you want to listen to this? You click on it, and then it says you can listen to this, but you have to pay
You have
for
to subscribe
the
it.
subscription,
Yeah.
like an app. Apple does not recognize nor know if you are a Patreon member or a super sissy and won't. So I think some of you are looking at the wrong feed.
Carl's wife says, that's the one I've been doing.
So a kind of a good way for you to know that is that if you're on the Apple app, it's going to
The Apple Podcast
the
app.
Apple
yes.
Podcast app. It's going to be a picture of us with the purple background,
Yes.
with the microphone and headphones. And if it's something you got from Patreon or Supercast, it's going to have that RG Plus logo.
RG Plus.
So that's how you know where to look for
I'm glad
Apple Psychic.
I-
Apple does it. Apple does know everything you do.
I know it. That seems pedantic to say.
No, I'm not annoyed. It's a confusing thing.
But it is a confusing thing.
It is. Yeah.
And we've had a lot of people like when I got the first thing, I'm like, oh, I guess that could be confusing.
It's confusing.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's it. That's what I wanted to say. Let's go.
All right. Meisha and Nicola, our Heavenly Father, I really, really fervently pray that this flight does not have turbulence and everything goes on time, that my daughters will open their hearts and see that the love of my life is actually in Israel. And I hope he's cute. Because I don't really know. And I hope they don't run out of the fish because it's Friday.
Everlasting. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy
Spirit.
Amen.
God, I love watching this crazy bitch.
I do. I do want to say this as an ex-Catholic. Look, Poodle and I are not fans of organized religion a lot because we've had a lot of trauma with it. So nobody said anything about it, but I just want to, we also recognize that, and we have a lot of Catholic sissies that listen. I hope you don't, we are not, yes, we'll come for Catholicism, not the way they treat women and stuff. We'll talk about things like that. But we do, like somebody posted in Sissy Squad about, we know there are like very LGBT, not in general, but like sections and parishes that actually are. We know all that. We appreciate those posts, though. I think I just want to say, as an ex-Catholic, we're not making fun of Catholicism. We're making fun of Meisha because
I don't know.
She's pretty.
Yeah, we are. I'm making fun of Catholicism a little
and
bit.
that's fine. But,
and I do want to say, in general, though, especially the Catholic Church has been historically abusive to LGBTQ people.
Yes.
And that is something that is completely earned and needs to be talked about.
Yes.
Now, what I'm saying is these two arguments and these two, not really arguments, these two threads can exist independently, and we can talk about both of these.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
will not have people, you cannot try to completely disparage one or the other. Because these are multifaceted arguments,
and I think in the context of this show, we do respect other people's, especially sissies. I respect your face a lot.
Me
Poodle, no,
in
never
the
did.
middle.
But it is, as someone who was a Catholic, to see how that's fascinating to see how Meisha and Nicola are just really, it's the kind of adage of so much of people interpret and adjust faith to the needs, so they really use it as an excuse to just do what they want in a selfish way, if I'm honest.
Religion when it becomes radicalized or dogmatized is not always going to be healthy.
Yeah.
For the people practicing it, as well as the people they decide to either judge or the people around them.
Yeah.
So
anyway, I just wanted to say that. So thank you for those posts, and some of you have messaged me. I know that. I'm aware of that. So we know there are pockets of hope, very small, but it's
again,
starting.
both those things can be true.
Yeah.
Both of these things can be true. We do not need to indict because history has indicted the Catholic Church. So it's not hard. We don't have to argue for that.
Yeah.
It's obvious to most people.
Exactly.
So that's what I'll say.
So everybody's been fine about the Sissy Squad, everything. Wonderful, actually. So I just wanted to say that. I did see someone in our Patreon comment and said, I like to call Meisha Megan Fox News, and I laughed hysterically for about 15 minutes because she kind of looks
funny.
she kind of looked like Megan Fox's mom.
I said it's Fox News Weekend Desk.
Yeah, Weekend Desk.
It's very
she gives
weekend.
It gives that energy. Yeah, she does the talk and everything.
My goal is engagement when I go, and the worst part would be losing my best friend.
Her best friend of 7 years, y'all. Her beautiful daughters.
Her stunning daughters.
Stunning daughters take her to the airport.
Half Swedish, half American.
Are they? Because their names are Moria and Shay.
Seva or Svea.
Mind auto-corrected. Sorry.
Svea. Nordic names or Scandinavian names.
Yeah, I bet their father's hot.
Oh yeah, definitely. She's beautiful.
She is beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a good word.
Oh yeah, Nicola. But I said before, it's the same. It's the same.
Well, yeah, it
news
makes
anchor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Look, it looked like they all came out of like Sylvester McBean's machine of the Sneetches. Do you know that book? They all had stars, and then they all decided they didn't want stars.
Yes.
And then he's like, no, the cool Sneetches are the ones without stars. And he's like, but you know what? I think it's back now. They all want stars. It's all about trends. And my mother would say, see, that's why you mark to beat your own drum. That one resonated with me.
No, that's good.
Anyway, that's why I'm an Enneagram 4.
But
there's a lot of reasons.
There's a lot of reasons. It's a good one.
So he is picking her up, and he's like, it's not nervous. It's about excitement. It's been 16 years since I kissed a woman.
Whoa.
And y'all, they do hug. She kisses him on the mouth.
They seem very into one another. She's like rubbing his head.
Thanks be to God.
Rubbing his head, and he's like, he says, you look even better. And she says, you look even better. And I'm
that's
going,
what
I went, wait. Is God real? Because I can't believe that she's attracted to him.
The thing I thought is, I thought we were going to get, she said, do I look like you expect? He's like, exactly, even better. And he said, did I? And I expected her to go, but she said, you exceeded them. You're even cuter, even better.
And that's where I went,
you're past the point of no return.
Am I seeing two globes in my living room while I'm vacuuming? What's happening?
Him? Like her? I don't think he's cute.
I don't think
he is even relatively in her league.
I mean, I would say he's fine if he hadn't talked, but already the little bit we know about him, I just feel like he's going to be a bullish, stubborn asshole.
He's going to be such an asshole. My shorts are very short today. These are new.
I like them. Where'd you get them?
Bottoms Lab. That's what it's called.
What?
Like, it's called Bottoms Lab.
What?
But it's called like your shorts and pants. They have shorts and pants, and it's called Bottoms Lab. Yes, it sounds like I'm talking about like top and bottoms.
Is it? This was a Facebook ad, right? Or an Instagram
Facebook ad.
They market this to gay men, right?
Totally. But I loved the shorts. They were really cute.
Well, they are really cute.
And they have really good customer service. Get your husband a nice pair of shorts from Bottoms Lab this summer. They fit well. And they were cheap.
Well, there we are.
They're speaking poodle now.
There we are. They're cheap.
Clearance. Anyway, y'all, she's taken her entire wardrobe, it seems, in 2 weeks.
She has.
And he's like, see if everything will fit in this small car. It's like the miracle of the 2 loaves and the fishes. Do you know what that is?
I remember them talking about it. It's like the guy's car, the boat, like he couldn't fish, and Jesus said, "Hey, I think you're cool," and like touched his head or something like that, and then he got all the fishes in the boat.
It was that there's 5,000 people, and they'd had 2 loaves of bread and I believe 5 fishes. I'm not sure, but Jesus waved his hand over it, went abracadabra, and it was enough to feed the 5,000.
Yeah.
So the car will magically get a big ass so they can put the suitcases in.
Yeah.
This is the magical thinking that only crazy Christian nutters can do.
I know. It's literally...
It's fantastic.
It's funny to me that people that are super Christian, like, don't believe in things like Harry Potter, when literally Harry Potter, they have a small house and they walk in and it's a mansion.
Yep. It's magic. Jesus is magic. So we are going to, they're saying, I'm going to say an Our Father and a Hail Mary to make sure the car doesn't break down. And I wrote down, this is so fucking crazy.
So they pray in the car, and she's like, they're driving there. What was more interesting to me is, again, this is what I talked about earlier, how it's a commandment, y'all. Thou shalt not lie.
Yeah.
He is completely lying to all of his family that he lives with, that he is dating this woman.
He'll find a way to work that out,
But
though.
But I mean, to me though, the fact that he's saying, "Well, I can't," and so he's lying to them, and he's lying to her because she doesn't know this.
Right. No, I agree with you. No, it's very selective. They're going to Nazareth, and we should go to commercial.
That was very well done. Do you remember when that Jesus of Nazareth show came on? It was like a mini series. Oh, my mother watched it.
Was that on
it was a made-for-TV movie.
I think I did watch
Oh,
that.
it was a big thing in the church. We did watch parties. My mom watched it. Oh, she cried and cried and cried. Cried and cried and cried.
Such a sweet story, especially the crucifixion of Jesus.
Oh,
something that kids definitely need to see.
We watched it. We did. We watched it.
Yeah.
Anyway. She cried. She loved it. She doesn't believe in God now, but she loved it then.
Oh, there you go. So we're going to Nazareth, the city of Jesus. Jesus town. And he's like, but we're not staying with my mom because she knows nothing.
Because she knows nothing.
And
nothing.
They're at the hotel. There's 2 separate beds because he's like, she is my bride, but she's not my bride right now,
But
if you know what I mean.
You know what I mean? So they
got their Lucy and Ricky beds.
Yes, yes, Lucy and Ricky bed, and they go up there, and then Meisha starts talking about how, like, she knows he hasn't kissed anyone, like, so she knows everything about him except for that he didn't tell his parents, and we think that he knows everything about her. We're not sure yet, but it's 90 Day Fiancé. I'm sure a secret can come
something's
out.
going to come out. I have a feeling I just know they've got something on him that he said, just from the way they're telling the story, that's going to fucking burn a hole in your face. I just know
I
it.
think that actually he's the one that's going to ruin this relationship.
Oh, 100%.
I don't think it's going to be her.
It's him.
She's going to get, and sadly, I think she's going to get burned.
Yep. Oh, she will.
Because I think she's like totally like drank the Kool-Aid and actually cares for this guy.
She's in a state of religious fervor that is making her make extremely unfortunate decisions. Yep. It's a bad place to be in to make decisions about love.
Because I don't think he doesn't seem like the type too that, I don't think he would want to live in the U.S. And I don't know if she would want to move.
I think that's what she said that. That's what she was telling her daughters.
Oh, that she would move.
Yeah.
Oh,
that he's going to come there.
I don't know when we tell Mama that we live with.
That's true. A lot of this story hasn't really been fully thought out yet. We're kind of giving it to God for these 2 people.
Yeah.
Also a bad idea. Because y'all, God is not a good crisis manager. He's got a lot going on.
He's trying to find some billionaires in a submarine. Of course, maybe they're found or they're dead by now or found by the time.
I think if you're hearing this, maybe something's happened. I don't know. I've sent way too many memes out. So I'm afraid to say anything because people will tell me I'm a horrible person.
Yeah, you and Christine are rotting in hell.
All I need to say is I think the orcas might be winning. The ocean done told you. That's what I'm going to say.
Don't get me started about this TikTok I saw about the resonance of our, like, the Earth's vibration is changing and all this shit. Mother Earth is pissed, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
She pissed.
The ocean done told you.
The ocean done told you. So she says, I hope the way he handles, I know these gestures won't lead to sex, but y'all, she wants to make out and cuddle.
And she says, what's interesting here is she's like, I'm comfortable being flirty and touchy, but I don't think he really has that kind of ability. If he's not an affectionate person, that's going to be a problem. Where do you expect him to get that vocabulary if he doesn't date?
From movies? Like, where's he going to get it? He's not.
No.
That's an experiential thing. No matter how much you study it, you have to do it.
Yeah, you can't. It's like when someone says when you try to teach yourself to kiss on your hand. Did you do that?
Yeah, everybody does that when they're kids.
Yeah. But it's not the same when you actually do it.
Now, I have helped one of my girlfriends suck her husband's dick by using a banana.
I think that's a little different.
You can do that. And you know what? She gave me 4-star review on Yelp as a teacher afterwards.
Good for
Said
you.
It saved her marriage.
I don't know if her marriage was worth that much anyway, if that saved her marriage.
Well, you know.
Later, y'all, he comes back in with some wine, and her clothes are
just
everywhere.
Everything. Clothes, shoes, makeup, deodorant.
I'm amazed at how fast this was very industrious.
It was like magic again. It was like all of her stuff was in one of like those little pills and she put it in water and it just expanded and blew up everywhere.
There are this is way too many clothes for 2 weeks. I don't know what's happening.
It's way too many clothes.
Yeah, it's like this is enough clothes for a
That's
month.
where we see I think we're gonna see she's got a little bit more of some personality quirks that he's probably not going to deal with well.
And then you see him kind of losing it because he's not in control of the situation. And she goes, say to yourself, I will learn to love it. And he's like, yeah, I love you. She's like Celine Dion. Yeah.
Yeah, she is like Celine Dion.
Anyway, then he feeds her and it's really uncomfortable. And he kind of like wipes her mouth with a rough napkin. She's like, yeah, that's normally done with a little bite of food.
Yeah.
And then she basically asks him how he's feeling. And he's like, this is time for another installment of Reality Gaze Theater. I'll be playing the role of Meisha and you will play Nicola.
Okay.
Thank you for following my retard. I was connecting.
Oh, yeah, I was watching. Yeah, that was it. Watching you conduct.
Just a little retardondo at the end.
I'm so glad I 100% watched that.
So I'll let you take it from. So how action. Nicola, how are you feeling with all this?
It's great. It's great. I love you. You're beautiful. You're wonderful. You look like that babe from Transformers, you know?
Yes.
Like where God sends machine angels down.
Yes, that was a great movie.
Right. Oh, yeah. You're
to
like
fight
her.
the forces of the devil.
Yes. I love that one.
The Decepticons.
Yes. Oh,
Yes.
the Satan cons. Yes, babe.
Wasn't Bumblebee like Jesus in that that movie?
Bumblebee. Yeah, I love the way how he does that. The radio. Oh, Bumblebee. So funny. He's so good. God, it's funny, honey. Isn't God funny?
He reminded me so much of Jesus.
Oh, yeah, me too. I'm just kind of like, I look in your eyes and I'm like trying, I'm not looking down at your beautiful, beautiful boobies.
My
boobies. But no.
Careful, don't sin.
No, I'm not going to sin. I just want to say, let's get married now. Let's just do it. Why not? Why not? Are you sure? We can call Father Harry, Father Gary, Father Jerry.
I may have made a terrible mistake. I'm sorry, I said that out loud.
What?
I mean, I know. You know what? I love you for wanting that.
If God brings you somebody, you just do it. Why don't ask questions? Remember what God said in the Bible? Why ask why?
I think that was an advertising campaign.
What?
But that's true.
Oh, I thought I read it in Psalms.
Yeah, I have a feeling that was Guess jeans.
Oh. Which jeans?
I've got 11 pairs over there.
Which jeans? I don't know. Levi's? Are they Levi's?
Guess.
Guess. Joe jeans?
Guess.
Diesel.
Guess.
No. Gap.
I'm going to put this spoon through your eye.
Okay.
But I'm going to just tell you, it's not that I disagree with you, but I don't totally agree with you. You understand what I'm saying? That make you feel better as a man? We need to get to know each other deeply and figure things out. Stop looking at my boobies, please.
Oh, they're just so pretty.
My
Whatever
two
you want, baby.
globes.
Whatever you want, babe. Whatever you want, I'll do.
Okay.
Just for the boobies.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it later, okay?
All right.
Let's say an hour for hour before we go to bed.
Our
Lord, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come.
Our
thy
Father,
will be done
who art in
on
heaven,
earth as it is in heaven.
on earth as it is in heaven.
If you want it the most, there's no easy way out.
Yes,
When
my
you're
Celine,
ready to
sing.
go, then
Sing.
your heart
Sing,
steps
my Celine
down.
angel.
Don't give up on your faith. Love comes to those who believe it. 'Cause that's the way it is.
Boobies. And
see.
scene.
That was stupid. Her face when he's like, let's get married. When as soon as I wish that I I'd marry you right now. She went, her eyes just kind of went, gook.
She's like, I need to.
That's the kind of look when someone would say, oh, keep going. You're not done. And she goes, in other news, there was an escaped hippo today at the zoo.
At the zoo. He gives me different ways, but something about him reminds me of Osama.
Are you ready to move on to a new couple alerts?
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Christian, 30.
From Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Adina.
Another Minnesota. Well,
Yeah,
he lives
but
in Minneapolis.
But I looked. It's literally
I
Minneapolis.
wonder if it's Adina or Adina.
Not familiar.
And Cleo, 32, originally from Italy, but now living in London.
Yep.
Okay.
Christian's a lot. We see him like with friends for Halloween. He's
Dressing up as a Ron Burgundy news
I think
anchor.
that's a funny thing. He seems funny. He got on your nerves because you don't like anyone. I thought he seemed funny.
Got on my nerves.
I probably would make him laugh.
Tries too hard.
I think it'd be fun to play poker with him and have a beer.
You have no taste.
I think it'd be fun. He seems fine. Besides, I'd like to hang out with him to get to know his friend Ben.
Holy
Holy
shit.
fuck.
You mean man bun. Well, later on, I
Holy
said
fuck.
he's playing poker with either two hipster barbers or two mixologists.
I'm going to say mixologist.
No, man bun is hot.
Guys in Minnesota are hot.
They are.
Ooh, corn.
Send us some hot pictures of your Minnesota husbands.
Meat and potatoes.
They don't need to be nude.
They can be.
Can be.
As long as everyone's consenting.
I also think that
What if someone said, "Hey, gays, my husband said it was fine for me to send you his dick pic"? That would be weird.
that's happened before to me.
That's not appropriate.
They've done it. I haven't asked. Or maybe
do
I
not
have
send
asked.
Poodle your husband's dick pic.
Who said they were their husbands? I don't ever respond. Baby.
Yeah.
But I want to say, I don't know if the way you should present yourself as someone, as introing yourself, is yourself in your Halloween costume. To me, that's a lot of red flags. It means,
Well, he didn't choose to do it. They did.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Um,
They could have filmed something totally different. The show's the one that put him in that way.
I get what you're saying. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what that means.
Oh, no, you can't read her.
Starry-eyed.
Oh, he says that he gets
They
called
called
starry-eyed
starry-eyed
Christian
Christian.
because he's had a few serious relationships. Now, I was like, well, he seems fine. He seems normal. Then he said, I've already been married during the pandemic and got it annulled. And I went, oh, well,
Me
something's
thinks
going
this
on.
one's a dreamer.
yeah.
Me thinks this one is a dreamer.
Yeah.
I just think anything involving this guy is not really set in reality.
I think that, yeah, the dreamer aspect is, I think that he's going to think, but maybe I'm wrong, but he's going to think things are easier dating Cleo than they are.
And I could have told you he was a Gemini from seeing one thing, because that's a big thing for Cleo later on. It's astrology.
Yes, it is. I wonder if she listens to Chaney. She should.
I've dated I'm not saying Geminis are bad. Don't come at me. I've dated them. And difficult experience in general.
Especially if you're a Libra.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't go good.
No, didn't go too good. Especially me. So
Then we meet Cleo. That's where we meet Cleo.
We meet. He said, I want someone to come home to. And Cleo, I might have found that. She's a model from Italy who lives in London. They started talking on socials a
She's
year
32,
ago.
so they're around the same age.
And she says, she's different from the women I've dated in the past. And we video call every night. Then we meet said Cleo. And now, the thing here is, she's like, I'm a model. I'm a student and a model, and I'm autistic. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that's new for this program.
I thought it was so cool how I guess, I don't know if this is a thing in London or wherever, but maybe people do it here and I just don't know, that she wears a lanyard sometimes in public.
Sometimes, yeah.
And that it shows that she has a disability.
No,
And
they do it here.
we do. Oh, that's great.
Especially some disabled adults. It's not a sunflower lanyard sometimes. It'll be a specific one, but it will have, I have a disability, and if something goes wrong, if I have a panic attack, that's, the school I used to teach at, people would have
Oh,
them.
that's great.
Yep.
No, and if you don't want one, don't you? But it's nice to have the option.
Yeah. I want to point out too, she is using the term, she is saying, I'm autistic. And a lot of times when I've worked with people who have autism, and we'll use person first terminology. So you'll often hear me go out of my way to say this is a person with autism instead of saying an autistic person, because she does say that. So
we're going to use her language.
If you hear me switching around, I'm saying that's part of my training.
Yeah.
So if you, one of the reasons person first tech and terminology was invented is because people would say that's an autistic, and they would just start saying that, and it felt very, very humiliating. For people. So
very othering.
Yeah. But she does say, now it's interesting. She was saying, I put on my headphones. This is a very common thing. If you go to any school for learning disabilities or any type of ASD, you will see kids with headphones. It's a sensory overload thing.
Isn't it part of a symbol to, I feel like.
No, it's for sensory overload.
Yeah.
Because there's too much. There's too much sound. There's too much on the street.
Yeah.
And it's a much better way to kind of even out all of your senses, and you get overwhelmed quite easily, because most of the time with people with autism, it's just certain senses and certain parts of their experience are just so heightened, and they do not know how to deal with it. And this is it's a really great way of coping. People with autism, they can almost always find a way to control their environment through means like this. There's sometimes you can't. Just like the show
Love on the Spectrum.
Yes, thank you.
So she goes to see her friend Osama.
Osama.
He's cute too. And I like that he just flat out says, yeah, we met in college. We talked about deep things and did a lot of psychedelics. I was like, great.
And at one point, and I don't think we've ever seen this before, they're talking, and you could see her being uncomfortable. And she says, I'm sorry, guys. For people with autism.
She breaks the fourth wall.
People with autism, and it showed the crew. And this is so specific to people who have autism. She immediately starts going, what's your sign? Because right for her, she says people with autism often have a fixation, and sometimes it changes, but that's something that they can do. It helps them understand the world around them. And I loved it when she was just asking the crew. That's such a familiar experience.
A Libra cameraman.
Yeah.
A Libra. Libra cameraman.
I just felt so much love for her. And also, I loved it that they showed that.
Yeah.
And that is her coping with trying to understand this world.
I think this couple and David and Sheila are going to be the couples they want us to root for.
I hope so. I'm just a little worried that we're going to talk about something in a minute. But this idea of, she's like, he's a Gemini, and I'm really worried that his highs are highs and lows are lows. And I'm worried because I have autism.
She seems very even-keeled, correct?
Well, I think she is going into this with already a two-pronged approach. And
I don't think they're going to work out, only because when I say root for, but it does, so far it doesn't, but it's 90 Day Fiancé. Nobody seems like they both seem like decent people, but if he's the life of the party and if he's Mr. Social and likes all that, like
she's introverted,
that would be hard for me. I could not date someone.
Absolutely not.
I don't mean introverted, but I mean like if it's hard for her to be around that a lot, and that couldn't be a big part of her life, like that would not be easy for me.
Later on, they are thrift store shopping with her friend Jane. And she didn't, she's like, I never thought I could do long distance, and he's never dated. And we find out, and what a lot of us probably saw already, that she said he's never dated a trans woman before. Mm-hmm. So you have the experience. And most of us, when we saw her, if we have an experience with trans people, they're like, I think that's a trans person. Mm-hmm. 'Cause we have just people in our lives who'll go, you can usually see trans people and know that they're there. And he has a different feeling about that. And we're going to talk about that in a second. But she said, I felt bad growing up because I didn't want to come out as trans because I was already autistic.
I was already giving them so much.
And it's so funny that some of my students and people I know who are both people with autism and either LGBTQ, they are late to come out. Or they're feeling really bad. That is a very common thing. They're like, I don't want to spring this whole other thing on them.
Yeah, because you grow up thinking about what other people think of you, because that yours wrong.
And he said that wasn't a problem for him, and he's attracted to me as a person. And she says also she's been transitioning for 9 years, hormones and on testosterone blockers. And
she says she's a simp for him.
She is a simp for him.
A simp. And then I love the producer said, what is a simp? And I went, well, you didn't work on Love After Lockup. You don't know Deontay at all. But she said the simp is when your brain is done and you would do anything for him.
Now, I'm really worried she's going to get hurt. But
she does say he's the most extroverted person she's ever dated.
And she says, I'm really worried that he's going to be able to deal with the societal pressure of dating a trans person. And I'm so glad this was brought up. Because on Gabe and Isabel's season, that was never really brought up in the same way because Gabe passes.
Yeah, because it's passing.
So this is a very different type of circumstance.
Yeah.
Now, he later even makes a comment about saying, well, she completely, we would never know. And I don't know if that's, number one, I'm not going to judge his feelings on that. I think she's going to have a problem with him talking like that because it implies that how she is and how she can pass, and it's a good thing she can pass.
I don't know how she'll feel about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really like though when he was with Ben and his other friends and he was talking to them, and then because people are curious and his friends were very concerned about the anatomy
which is
of Cleo.
What
and
we know.
I love that he was like, yeah, that's for her to speak to.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about that. And even the talking head when he said, I don't go around asking you about your boyfriend's dick.
No,
And
it's
I was
true.
like, we do on Reality Gate. But I love though that he made that comparison. He's like, yeah, I'm not entertaining those things.
I'm a little worried about his friends, especially the woman who was there said, well, are you attracted to other genders? He's like, well, she's a woman to me. And that the woman, the Kristen, her name, could not wrap her hand around it.
I want to say that, yeah, she said,
it.
that's what I wrote. And it's that idea of like, again, y'all, if you're watching this, divorce yourself from the idea of gender is just what
Sex.
a physical body is, the sex.
Yeah.
The essence of Cleo, like Cleo says she's a woman.
Cleo says she's a woman. She's a
Full
woman.
Full stop.
Yeah.
And and I loved, because Minneapolis is a pretty progressive city. And so we don't know fully like his world. But when he said, I don't think he's probably not dated. He says he's never dated someone trans.
Yeah.
But it's like the fourth largest pride. Like he probably has been around LGBTQ folk, I would hope. But I just love that he was like, she's a woman. And he even says, like, for me, it's about the person. So he's saying all the right things.
I agree. I don't know. I wonder when, because this is in preparation for her to come over, I wonder how he's going to deal with friends and maybe family who talk like this.
I don't know. I kind of hope that I hope their storyline, Gabe, of his own volition, talks so much about his anatomy and all that kind of stuff. I kind of hope they don't ever talk about it in this, because I
agree.
I don't feel like that's our business, but we'll see what they do.
She volunteered that she has not had that surgery and is waiting for the right person to go through that with. My first impulse was saying like, well, do it for you and not the other person, but I don't know if that's what she's saying, but that's what it felt like to me. I'm hoping for the best, but expecting the worst, if that makes any sense.
I have more hope for them than you. For me, I'm actually not less worried about the trans stuff. I'm more worried about him being an extrovert.
Me too.
But
I'm thinking what happens when the lights go out I think I'll be interested to see. What I don't want the show to do is focus on how comfortable he is, because I don't want it to be about his comfort level. Yeah.
We'll see. I'm rooting for them. It probably means it's going to crash and burn.
Yeah, you're a real simp.
I'm a simp too. Anybody I root for.
David and Sheila. Okay. I got emotional. I got teary-eyed.
Why did your daddy give you something?
The poppers were so strong.
Oh, okay.
Brand new.
He turned up the shock, the butthole plug. Just lit your eye. Yeah.
No. This.
I thought it was fine. I don't think they're into each other. Are you kidding? It was like a love story. It was beautiful.
I was about to punch you in the jaw. I was going to give you a neck surgery already. When she was frantically trying to, because she's been learning ASL, and she's just trying to like learn to speak, and he's kind of helping her along and not understanding, and they're both trying so hard. Just I can get teared up just a minute to think about it. They're trying so hard to communicate with each other, and both of them have had to work hard to do that in the whole lives. Yeah, and it was so sweet. So he's on the plane, y'all. Do you know, everyone's been saying she looks pregnant in her talking heads.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know a lot about pregnant women. So.
You know nothing.
I don't.
I know quite a bit about that, and
Oh,
I haven't paid attention.
well, you should look.
So I'll look and pay attention. I know.
Yeah.
I can find out. I remember one girl that I worked with, she was only 2 months. And I just walked by her. I shouldn't have, but we had been friends
You shouldn't
for a
have
while.
said anything.
We've been friends for a while, so we're good friends. But I walked by her and I just said, "Are you pregnant?"
You can't ask people that.
I know. Don't do that, y'all. Don't. This was years ago.
Doesn't
I would
make
not
it
do
better.
that now. But still, I wouldn't do that now. But I was right. I was right.
Well, you should look but people have been saying that maybe it was what she's wearing.
Maybe.
But anyway,
That would be. I mean, she's 43. So for her to.
is she 43?
Oh wait, no.
That's
No,
Meisha.
he's 40. He's in his 40s.
I'm not sure.
No, I'm sorry. I have it right here. Sheila's 31. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sheila's 31. I don't remember David's age. You're right. Misha's 43.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of.
So, y'all, she basically says, he's like, 2 years, I've given my heart and my soul, and she sees him, y'all, and immediately you can tell something just breaks loose in her, and she hugs him,
Runs towards him.
and he says, I could smell her and her perfume and her hair, and I'm so glad she's in my arms. And she says, welcome to my homeland. And they both say, he says, you're so beautiful. And then she says, I have hope again. And y'all, she is sobbing
yes.
in his arms. This is peak 90 Day. I want to say that. This is the kind
strong words.
This is
bitch.
peak 90 Day when
Strong words.
when you can film a moment that is so compelling on a lot of different levels.
It's true.
And they've set up the storytelling. This is when the show transcends normal documentary stuff.
Yeah, he's going to cheat on her. It's going to crash and burn.
He is not going to cheat on her.
Yeah, they're going to go bad.
Why I think this could go bad is I think he might get frustrated with not being able to express himself in around her, or maybe her kid. I think these have the most potential. This couple has the potential.
But she's
to go
learning
the
as so
distance.
like she actually. I know she doesn't know a lot, but she spoke with him pretty well.
Yeah.
I thought.
But
Dana,
I
so.
think this couple has the most potential this season, and I'd love that.
Potential.
Speaking of, I got sent a thing of Kimbali and Jamal doing pillow talk. I don't know if it got sent to you or not, but she did like this, and Jamal's like, "Boy, she's even worse than your season." And Kimbali went, "Whoa," and she went like a W, "Whoa," and I'm like, she's taken our impression of her and made it her new catchphrase.
Because she said "whoa." That's where we got it from.
I know.
So she took it back.
She took back when she went, "Whoa."
I kind of love Kimberly. I love her. I would
She-
100% hang out with her.
She acts like
I thought about messaging her.
She could talk like this. She
So, well-
still talks like this on the pillow talk.
Oh, they're great. I thought about messaging her because Usman, is now dating this American woman. I found out she is American. Actually,
Oh,
they said
really?
this. We thought she was British. And the Sissy Squad, they said she's American.
Oh, they were in London.
They were
though.
in London, though. Maybe they met. Maybe they can meet there.
Oh.
But if she's American, then guess what, y'all?
He
90
might
Day
have
Fiancé.
finally, after 2 tries, he might have finally found one.
But
that's gonna get him there.
I need to message her and just tell her, like, I'm sorry. I know that's hard to see.
She's fine.
Well, but she loved him. She cared for him. I think she did. She did a lot of fucked up things and threw milk on him a lot.
You don't know her.
I know, but I like her now.
Maybe you should,
Kimberly and I went through a breakup together.
maybe
We're
you
bonded.
should stop having less parasocial relationships.
We would message and forth back about our exes. And I sometimes
I didn't know this.
I sometimes wear Super Blossom Body Splash. It smells good. It smells really fresh.
Whoa.
That's the show. I'm going to need to process some of what I just heard.